It's been a week since the government kept its promise to landlords to cut the brightline test from 10 years to 2. The brightline test is the closest thing we have to a capital gains tax. If an investment property is sold within that time frame, tax must be paid on the profit. But tonight we can reveal officials have no record of how much brightline revenue has been collected by the government. Here's Zane Small.
Sarah Wilson has reason to smile. As a property investor, she now has the freedom to sell up 2 years after purchasing without being taxed on the profit.
Bringing it back to 2 years, it's good in that it still captures the property speculators and those that are flipping houses.
The previous Labor government increased the brightline test to 10 years to help first home buyers into the market. The coalition government has now returned it to 2 years to entice more landlords into the market to increase supply and bring down rents. It's been such a political football, you'd think politicians would have a lot of detail about how much money the brightline test was generating. But it turns out not a lot is known. Inland Revenue did tell us that just over $200 million in brightline profit was declared to them in the year to March 2023. But how much of that was actually collected in tax by the government? Officials don't know. Inland Revenue said that's because prior to 2023, it was not able to specifically track the actual revenue collected from brightline sales.
I am a little bit surprised about the fact they can't tell us how much tax has been collected from brightline. You would guess that maybe these things were tracked.
I think it's a bit of a surprise, actually, that the revenue didn't collect that information earlier, in the sense that they probably wanted to know. And certainly the politicians would have wanted to know.
It does really surprise me.
Inland Revenue said only from the 2023 year onwards there was a specific field for brightline income. So at least in the years ahead we'll have some clarity on how much the government's pocketing from investors selling at a profit.
Well, OK, Zane, homeowners, investors, they're going to be very interested in what's happening with the official cash rate review tomorrow. Any chance of a cut?
Not really. Most economists are predicting that it will remain at 5.5%. The Reserve Bank has previously signalled that it won't change until next year, but there is certainly pressure mounting for some relief. Remember, the official cash rate is the Reserve Bank's main tool to tackle inflation by taking cash out of the economy with higher interest rates. And we're already seeing that spending is down. The inflation rate is a lot lower than it was after the COVID lockdowns. The rate is still not quite within the Reserve Bank's target band. However, with the economy in such a slump at the moment, a growing number of experts are predicting that we could see a rates cut this year, and ASB is picking it could be November.